So the award season is upon us, and the best anime movie of the year is about a hand that remembers its owner and is trying to go after it. That is pretty crazy. What's up, guys, and welcome to Movie Importance, my review of I Lost My Body, the newest Netflix original movie that is directed by Jérémy Clapin. It's based off the book by Guillermo Laurent, who did Amelie, and because this is the animated dub version, it features the voice actors of Patel, Alia, Shawkat, and Wendt. So this movie was something that was on my radar for the last month or two because I heard the term awards worthy. But because it's a foreign language animated film, it's almost impossible to really kind of find a place to watch these films because they're never really in any type of streaming service. Most of the time you see them in like January when they're dumping grounds. But like I said, because this movie had gained a lot of buzz through like Hollywood Reporter and Variety and Slash Film and so on and so forth, I really became interested because stuff like Persepolis and Triplets of Belleville are some of my favorite anime films just because they give a much more unique story and view and vision of an animator who is not American. So we get different ideas and ideologies to what goes into a an animated film, and especially with stuff like Persepolis, which deals with the Iranian war crisis, you get something unique, and that's what this movie is unique because it has a very interesting mechanism or idea behind it. But like I said, I didn't know if I'd be able to watch this, and then I read that it was on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, Netflix bought it. That's awesome because I have Netflix, so I'm gonna watch it on Netflix, and I just watched it, and I'm gonna review it right now. And this movie is very interesting because it's a very simple tale of a character named Nafel who is played by Dev Patel, and he's a 20 somethings. He's very stagnant in his life. He has no direction. He's a pizza delivery kid, and he loves to basically record off a recorder, but he doesn't really have any direction. Well, one day after delivering a pizza, getting into all kinds of shenanigan accidents, stuff like that, he goes and he finds himself at this apartment where he meets his character named Gabrielle. But the problem is she's talking through the intercom and they're having trouble connecting with one another, and it becomes a whole mess. But they are having some weird cosmic connection through this intercom, and he wants to find out more about her, but she's kind of weird and offbeat, and she doesn't really want to show herself. So, it becomes a whole thing. And he basically finds a way to find out where she is. So he follows her. He gets a job at her uncle's shop, and he basically lies his way into kind of gaining some kind of friendship, some kind of maybe romantic interest. But Gabrielle, like I said, who's played by Alicia Shawkat, is very different. She's very like Aubrey Plaza, maybe in like Parks and Rec, where she has a very weird view of things, and she's very into like igloos and stuff like that. So he's trying to find ways to kind of romanticize her and try and get her as a romantic partner. And on the other side, which is where I think this movie goes into really unique territory and really wholly interesting territory, is we get the idea of, or we get this hand, this severed hand, and the severed hand comes to life, and it goes on this insanely crazy adventure to find its owner. But the funny thing is, we see this dot on his hand, right? And this dot is, of course, on Nefel's hand. So this severed hand has been once upon a time Nefel's hand. Well, why did that happen? That's the whole idea of what this hand is trying to do. But in the process of the adventure of being attacked by pigeons and rats and dogs and blind people and cars and so on and so forth, it keeps going on and on. The Moon Man from MTV is in this movie. It's really, really weird. We see basically memories of Nefel. So this hand is our surrogate, and we're seeing memories of Nefel and Gabriel. We're learning about why his hand was removed. And it's just really, really a unique storytelling device that is unlike anything I've ever seen. And that's what makes this movie fantastic. This movie is a very uniquely told animated story of love and heartbreak, and why the universe seems to be against us sometimes, because when this movie officially comes to its climax, it just becomes like a almost like melancholy experience that does have an uplifting ending, a bit, what happens to the fell in his hand, which is, really unique in itself. But, just the storytelling and how it gets to that point, it's, you're watching like almost like a frames cut off where you see one side of the hand, one side of the fell. But then you're just getting some great storytelling about why Nefel is the way he is, what happens to his parents, why everything is just so against him in the universe. And that is just a very, very fascinating thing to see. And, Jérémy Clapin, who directed this movie, read this book, which is, he took it and did his own thing with it, but he was given permission by Jérémy Laurent to basically kind of put his heart into it. And that's why this movie just works the way it does, because you can feel like the passion, and you can feel like almost like maybe Jérémy Clapin had heartbreak similar to this, not without the removal of the hand. But when you watch stuff like this and you see it so uniquely told, it really works and is really fascinating to see. And then on top of that, we're getting the hand mechanism, and we're getting a very simplified animation. This movie is violent at certain points, where we're getting that, and we're just getting a very uniquely told story. And I find that so fascinating to see how Gabrielle like reacts to him, and how they are, even though they're not like romantically involved, they have like a kind of serendipitous like romance in essence, and friendship. Gabrielle's a librarian, which is kind of interesting. And like I said, the Nefel character works for her uncle in a wood shop. But like I said, it's just a very uniquely told story that does so much with this hour and 20 minutes. And if you get a chance to watch it, you really should. Is it going to be for everyone? No, animated films are, subjective. But I think it's one of the best animated films of the year, and definitely deserves, the Golden Globe nomination or the Oscar nomination for animated film, just because it's so uniquely done with just that severed hand in general, and how it's well executed with that. So, but yeah, like I said, definitely check it out if you get a chance. It's on Netflix. It came out, I think, November. So anyways, there you go. That's my take on I Lost My Body. If you like what you see, of course, hit the subscribe button, join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and of course, comment below on any video that you watch my channel. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.